Wonyoung, Jennie, Irene, Pahi. These women have several things in common. They are all talented, popular, beautiful, and hated. But the question is why? Do people really hate them just because they are beautiful and popular, or is it deeper than that? Are they the epitome of the world's superficiality, where the beautiful get more opportunities, they have an easier time, while the not so beautiful but more hardworking, more skilled, and more talented get shoved in the sidelines? When Wonyoung was filmed on screen eating a strawberry, people talked about it like she actually massacred an entire city. It was immediately added to the reasons to hate Wonyoung list the internet has been compiling since she debuted. I'm not particularly a fan of Wonyoung or any of these girls, but I don't think they deserve the hate. And it pays to understand where these people are coming from. We all might learn something about ourselves. Hi! Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And of course, share it if you can. And also, you can get in touch with me in any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. Let's go back to the video. Back in Produce 48 Days, Wonyoung was one of the TV station's favorites. She got first place, a shocking turnout because Sakura led the voting to the last minute. After IZ*ONE debuted, it was revealed Starship CEO was actually involved in the show's rigging. The hate obviously spilled over to Wonyoung. It's safe to say she didn't start out in the right foot, although it wasn't entirely her fault. However, she committed a mortal sin. She was born beautiful. The hate, however, may not really be just because she's beautiful. The halo effect. According to the halo effect, a social psychology phenomenon, our judgment on something or someone is influenced by our previous experience or perception of other unrelated or related things. It is a cognitive bias. The term was actually coined by Edward Thorndike. Attractiveness generates an extremely strong halo effect because it is very visible. For example, a neatly and well-dressed person may be perceived to be smarter, more trustworthy, and professional. It may happen even to brands. Anything with a swoosh is assumed to be well-made, so people buy them even though they are obviously overpriced. Other traits that you can easily see that are valued by society is tallness. Although there are other traits like intelligence that also generate a halo effect. However, they are harder to see, so the halo effect for that is actually smaller. Inverse halo effect. People who have positive traits which are less easy to see, aka the not so attractive people, may feel devalued or even wronged for constantly being overlooked. Maybe men gravitate towards that one beautiful girl in class even though she's not a very nice person. On the other hand, the actually nice girl, but not very attractive, hardly gets any attention. Maybe the well-dressed employee gets promoted even though the other employee, who doesn't have that good fashion sense, performs better. These people develop an inverse halo effect, a bias against attractive people. Maybe your supermodel boyfriend cheated on you, then you will become a man-hater and associate men with cheating. So maybe you've had an experience where a pretty woman who was actually lazy, not so smart, still got the recognition, probably more men liked him, or they had more friends, or they got an award or the promotion just because they were prettier. But you know that you deserve it better because you worked harder, you were actually the one who was productive, you had better insights, better ideas, better executions. So if that happens, maybe you will associate pretty women or beautiful women with laziness or dumbness or whatever, or you may just associate them with your pain. So that will cause you to have a not very pleasant impression of beautiful women. There's also some belief that pretty women or those who are attractive actually work less in improving aspects of their other aspects of their personalities like intelligence, or they don't really make an effort to be nice because they're already beautiful. They get things that they want easier. So it's frustrating for other people who are actually working on their personality, on actually becoming a productive member of the society. Cognitive bias is self-preservation. The thing is that a bias isn't innately evil. Remember that our biases are formed because of experiences or through a learned concept. If you were bitten by a dog when you were a kid, you will try to avoid dogs or be more careful around them. That, of course, will prevent you from getting bitten again. If you got electrocuted after trying to fix your electric fence or whatever, you might develop a trauma and just let the expert do it next time. To a certain degree, it is your knee-jerk reaction towards things. You can't always control what you feel about something initially because your subconscious has already formed your reaction for you, most of the time as a form of survival. Entitlement. Some people hate what they can't get. So when someone gets something that they want and they know they could have gotten had they worked hard, they would hate the person, even if it was totally their fault for not getting it. In the idol world, that applies to fans. Some fans believe that their biases deserve the success of another idol, even if they have absolutely no idea of the circumstances behind the idol's career. The result is hate towards idols, outdoing their biases. Good old-fashioned envy and insecurity. Then there's that good old-fashioned envy and insecurity. The basis for envy is wanting what another person has. Richard Smith explained that in The Evolutionary Psychology of Envy. He said, and I quote, "Envy has played an important role in humans' quest for the resources necessary for successful survival and reproduction over the course of evolutionary time. Envy motivates us to strive to take what another person possesses, achieve it for ourselves, or better it." Here is the problem. Not everybody can be an idol. So if you envy an idol and you can't do anything about it, you may actually turn to destructive behavior. You may malign them, spread false information, or just consciously look for faults. For some thinkers, including Freud, this is a seminal moment in our development of fairness. He said that envy motivates us to seek a more egalitarian arrangement so that one person doesn't have more than us and makes us feel bad. So we seek to either take the desired thing for ourselves or level the playing field. Since we can't take what they have, people just try to level the playing field by hating on them. It is actually sad, but it is reality. Wonyoung, Jennie, Bai, Irene, and many other idols obviously have a lot of things other people want, whether it is for themselves or for their own biases. These women are beautiful, popular, desired, and whether you admit it or not, talented. They do not deserve the hate they are getting, but sadly, it is part of the entertainment business. And if we are to believe what psychologists say about human behavior, it may remain that way for a while. So I knew growing up that I was not really pretty, I wasn't beautiful, but I went through a stage, I think everybody does, where you were questioning like, why am I not pretty or beautiful? Maybe I would have gotten things easier or faster. And I remember voicing that out to my late father, and he's the funniest guy that I know, and he's also very honest. And he has a way of putting things. So when I told him that, he was like, oh, you know, there are some people who are just meant to look at George Clooney or Brad Pitt and marvel at how handsome they are. So he was talking about himself. So he was talking about how he will just he's just meant to look at those handsome men and just marvel at how young and good looking they are. And then there's people like him who needs to draw. He's an artist. So he said, you know, I grew up knowing that I just need to draw. I can't be George Clooney. And then he said, and then there are people like you who needs to write those stories, because some of your stories will actually change lives. And the stories that you have in your head need to be told. So you have to write them. And I appreciate that very much, because he didn't tell me like, you're, in the context of our conversation, he didn't tell me like, you're the prettiest woman or the most beautiful girl in the world. He didn't say that. He was just like, he was very honest, but he wasn't harsh, and he delivered the message very clearly that we all have different roles to play, and other people were tasked to do something, other people were gifted something, and then you have your own gift, and you have to concentrate on those gifts because those were given to you for a reason. And I ever since that, I think that's where I developed a sense of just humility and honesty towards myself. Like, I knew what I had, and I was just fine with it. I was like, okay, he's right. There are the Halle Berrys of this world who are so sexy, so attractive, and then there are other people who aren't so attractive, aren't so sexy, but then they have their own skills and their own gifts. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have any contribution, anything in your mind, violent reaction, please leave them in the comment section below. I decided to do this video because I was just so amazed at the amount of hate that Wonyoung was getting. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't hate her either. I think I've mentioned this to you before, that I don't have that hate DNA in my body. So, but it was just like, she ate a strawberry and people were just up in arms about it. Okay, so leave them in the comment section below if you have anything in your mind. You can also get in touch with me in any of the social media links that you see on your screen right now. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button and share. Okay, thank you. Till next time.